I don't care if it's midday, whatever, I'm getting a beer. So we are leaving Thursday Island now, and we are gonna go straight to Cairns.
First Australian squall. This one is no joke, believe me. I'm getting a side effect. Got one pupil that's over dilated compared to the other one.
We've been in that storm for like 2 hours.
At least I've got my man on the leash.
I'm just very tired at the moment.
I think the fuel situation is just a bit too low.
So we have 45 liters of fuel, 127 nautical miles to do. So we are very hoping we can sail a little bit.
We're doing 6 to 7 knots, I'll take it.
We're going to take a risk and put the Spinnaker, even though it's a squally day.
We've done it.
Yes.
We are back to Australia.
I'll live on, babe. I'll live on, babe. I'll be moving along, singing my song, running around, ain't nothing wrong. I'll live long, babe. I said, I'll live long, babe.
In the last episode, you've seen us finally reaching Thursday Island with about 20 liters of fuel left on board and after hand steering for 6 days. The almost dead autopilot is still hanging on but getting slower and slower. If you thought, that's it, they've done it, well, it's not quite right. The goal is to make it down to Cairns where we will stop for 6 months. That second part of the journey is easier though. We have 485 nautical miles to do, but we should be able to stop along the way. Technically, those anchorages are not protected against northerly winds, but if that's what we have, we'll definitely use them to sail rather than stop on the coast. First, we have to wait it out here for those nasty winds to pass. We have a cyclone information in the Gulf, which might head towards the east coast, so better stay sheltered for now and mostly get some rest.
Thursday in Thursday Island, and it's raining like crazy.
It's not at the moment because we chose the only time it's not raining to go, but go fast.
Yeah.
But the good thing is we are on land. And it's been, I don't know, it's been a while we haven't been on land. A week, maybe more. Feels good. So now we're gonna do the thing I've been craving. Burger and a beer. I don't care if it's midday, whatever, I'm getting a beer.
We're gonna try and find a restaurant here. So when you enter Australia, you can't really enter with much food, so we kind of throw away everything before coming here. But they have a very funny story here in Thursday Island, which is they don't actually do the biosecurity check here, they do it in Cairns, meaning that anything that we buy between now and Cairns, food-wise, we'll have to throw it away. Tiny bit stupid, if I'm being honest, because surely any food bought here in Thursday Island is a threat to the country when you reach Cairns. See what I'm saying? Anyways, so we can't buy too much food, so we're going to a restaurant. That's my excuse.
Haven't we made it, my love? Oh, honey, look how we made it this far.
Fancy this place?
You don't truly know the meaning of comfort food until you've spent almost a year in a country where rice is a staple 3 times a day, endured a 7-day journey from hell with barely any sleep, and then suddenly find yourself in a pub with a fresh beer and a burger. That was heaven. After that, we headed to the supermarket to stock up on food because, let's face it, we don't know how long it's going to take us to get to Cairns, so we still need supplies. And most important on the list, we need fuel. Not that easy in Thursday Island though, because it's much more expensive than in the rest of the country, although still cheaper than back in France, and stocks can be limited. Anyways, we got 60 liters to add to the 20 that we had left on board. Now we just need to rest before we find a window to leave for Cairns.
We've decided this morning to just go. So we woke up and the forecast was not as bad as it was supposed to be. So we think we have a window. Checked with our weather guru and he said, yeah, that's fine to go. So we are leaving Thursday Island now and we are gonna go straight to Cairns. So we're supposed to stop on the way, but so far the weather looks alright. And we don't know when we're gonna have southeast winds again. So we're just gonna go as far as we can. Hopefully we get to Cairns. A little bit over 3 days of sailing. So we only rested for 1 day here. Refueled, restocked and left straight for Cairns. I think we are a bit mental. I would have wished to have a bit more rest, but yeah. Oh, there's planes here. I haven't seen planes for a while.
Update on the cyclone shows it will not actually reach the east coast, so we are clear to go, and it does look like we might have some favorable winds if we leave now, at least until the Flinders. But we are expecting squally conditions along the way, and it will not take long to be proven right.
First Australian squall. This one is no joke, believe me. The wind is picking up to 27-30 knots and we have a tiny bit of sail out, like really tiny bit of sail out, and we're doing 8 to 9 knots of speed. The rain is torrential. Even a shower doesn't have that much pressure. I'm all wet. I can't even tell you if I am. How are you doing up there, babe?
Yeah, under the rain, struggling. What a good start, eh?
At least we're making good speed, so we're progressing quite fast, but we have to deviate a little bit because we are dead downwind and the sail keeps flapping from one side to the other, putting a lot of pressure on the rigging, so we can't allow that. We're deviating a little bit to make sure the wind stay on one side and we don't dive accidentally.
Oh my pretty babe, something ain't right. Got to find a way to move ahead. Oh my pretty babe, I won't be around till I come back. Wait for me. Oh my pretty babe, I won't be around till I come back.
The night was not so fun. A lot of storms, a lot of rain. Yeah, not very fun. And also because we are back in Australia, a lot of cargo ships to avoid. We made it through the night. Now we're having a bit of a breakfast. We are sailing with the Spinnaker at the moment, so not super fast, but at least we're sailing without the engine, so that's good. And it doesn't look like there's any squalls around us, so let's hope it lasts. On another news, I've been wearing for the past few days a scopolamine patch behind my ear. That's to treat motion sickness. It's very effective, but I'm getting a side effect. I don't know if you can see, but I've got one pupil that's overdilated compared to the other one. It's so annoying because it's so hard to see anything. I removed the patch because the sea state is so good I won't get sick anyways. And yeah, let's hope it goes away.
Yeah, you look funny though.
Anyways, breakfast, we just had a shower, going along with whatever wind there is.
At least we have to make it to Cooktown. That's the minimum we have to. The primary objective is Flinders, because if we make it to Flinders, we are sheltered, so we are safe. So we've done
134 nautical miles in about 25 hours. So 350 nautical miles left to do.
Quick update on the autopilot. It is getting slower and slower, so now we are using it when the sea state is calm and without too much current, and we're taking over the rest of the time regardless of night or day, I guess.
Look at him riding a storm.
Riders on the storm.
another storm. How many? It's never ending, and this one is never ending. We've been in that storm for like 2 hours and no improvement whatsoever. The wind is still the same. You don't see any clear spot in the sky. I don't know. I'd like to see something to give me hope, because now I'm just like hopeless, just steering the boat.
At least I've got my man on the leash.
Well, you don't want to lose me.
You're not going anywhere.
Unlike the whole passage from Indonesia, the sea state is a bit less calm here, so we are taking precautions when steering, life jacket and tethering ourselves to the boat.
I can see the sun getting up. What a relief, because the last couple nights were awful. We had a lot of rain, we had squalls, a lot of wind. I think the next nights are gonna be easier. I mean, we made it to Flinders, which was always gonna be the challenge, and yeah, we made it. So yeah, we are only 30 nautical miles away from Flinders, which is just north of Cooktown. The issue is now the wind is shifting, and I don't think we've got enough fuel to do everything only with the engines. So I don't know what we're gonna do. We have to decide whether we stop in Flinders and wait for a better weather forecast, or we can try and get to Cooktown where we can actually refuel. I know it's not Cairns, but at least we can refuel and get ready for the next weather window, even though it's not the perfect one. If we got fuel, we can motor sail our way there. But yeah, it's been challenging the last few nights, especially doing that straight after that long passage from Indonesia. I'm just very, very tired at the moment. I'm sick of it. I just can't wait for it to be done and finished and be with an ice cream in Cairns. That's what I'm thinking about, that's my goal. That's what keeps me pushing. Alright, we've got another 30 nautical miles to do before we actually have to make a decision.
Remember a few videos ago when I mentioned that exhaustion will definitely impact our decision making? Here it is. The forecast has changed since we left, giving us wind against us, not more than 8 to 9 knots, but still against us. The squalls have been relentless, and with the stress and fatigue, we decided to keep the engine on at night to escape them quickly. In theory, it made sense, but in practice, it burned through more fuel. Fuel that we had in limited supply due to our very short time in Thursday Island. So now we could go against the wind to Cooktown, but that means even higher fuel consumption. Is that really such a good idea?
Decided to stop at Flinders. The issue is between here and Flinders, we can see this massive squall. And to be honest, I could use a wind now. I mean, when I say that, I mean I could use a no challenging journey to get to Flinders. So I really hope this squall is going away from us. So we're gonna check on the forecast to see what direction it's moving, and hopefully it's going away from us. I'm tired of getting those big squalls ahead of me.
We're back to hand steering because the autopilot can't cope with the waves and the lack of speed and that sort of things. At the moment there's not much wind, so we're not making great speed, but decided to stop in Flinders because after the wind is a bit in our face, so I think it's going to be kind of difficult to go right now. And also we are very tired, so we need a bit of rest. It's early morning, but I'm having to wear my very dark sunglasses because my eye is still very much dilated, and I laugh about it because, you know, this kind of shit always happened to me. But to tell you the truth, it's not very funny. I can't see very clearly because my eye can't focus, which I guess, you know, I can cope, that's fine. But mainly like the light is killing me. Like at night it was fine, but now that I was gonna say the sun is coming up, it's not really because it's all overcast. But now that it's daylight, it's burning my eye somehow. So the joy of this passage, never ending, right?
3 hours later.
Okay, so we dodged the first squall this morning, but there are so many around us. We are surrounded by squalls, so there's no way we're avoiding all of them, unfortunately. We're trying to go as quickly as we can towards Flinders, where we want to anchor today. But again, like, it's going to be difficult to pick an anchorage because when those squalls come, the wind can come from any direction. So yeah, it's a bit of a guessing game. But at least in Flinders, there is a channel where you are kind of protected from a little bit of all wind direction, not super protected, but at least a little bit, so it will save us from any swell if there's any, not from the wind, but yeah. Then we'll probably spend the night here, and tomorrow when the wind around the Cape isn't against us, we'll try to make our way to Cooktown. We were hoping to go straight to Port Douglas, but I think the fuel situation is just a bit too low to take the risk, and you know, this whole adventure is already stressful enough. I don't want to add anything more, so let's just stop in Cooktown to refuel and not go to Port Douglas. Try and go directly to Cairns after that. As expected. And now I look so stupid with my sunglasses in the middle of torrential rain, but going to be our spot for the night. It's still quite windy, but at least we are protected from the swell and the current and everything, so hopefully it's good enough to spend the night. Even if the conditions are not perfect, we are so tired, we just need some rest, and I think we'll be able to sleep through anything.
I'm not gonna lie, we didn't film anything after that. We had an afternoon nap, woke up to check on the surrounding and review the forecast, had dinner, and went straight back to bed for the night. Oh, and in the middle of all of that, I also tried to get a shower.
I'm gonna go take a shower because look at this hair. I mean, come on. But somehow, pump of my shampoo disappeared. I don't know what that is. Maybe Jan knows. Babe, have you seen the lid of my shampoo?
No.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Let me see. What are you doing?
Is that what you're looking for?
What are you doing with this?
I didn't know that's what you wanted. I'm getting the fuel out of the compressor.
My shampoo! And you couldn't use the jiggler?
Well, there's not enough there. There's like, if we get 1 liter, we're lucky.
My shampoo. Guess we don't have a choice. We need the fuel.
Morning. So we are up very early this morning. The reason being, it's our last window to get to Cooktown before the winds actually switch directions and are against us. The wind is very, very low, and there's not much. But the issue is Cooktown is the only place where we can refuel, and there is 127 nautical miles from where we are, and we don't have enough fuel to get there. Not enough to even motor sail. So we are a little bit stressed. I mean a lot stressed. So we have 45 liters of fuel, 127 nautical miles to do. So we are very hoping we can sail a little bit. There's like close to no wind. I think there's like 5 knots. It's gonna be a tough one. So I don't know how long it's gonna take us, but we have to do it. Let's see if we get a little bit of wind. I really hope we do.
We've departed and literally there is absolutely no one around us. So if we can't make it to Cooktown with that fuel, it's not like we can find someone to rescue us. It would have been good to see like a fisherman or a tugboat or something, because we could have asked them like for, I don't know, 10-20 liters of fuel, and I'm sure people would have helped because this community is always so helpful. No one around us, not even on marine traffic. There is a pleasure craft in Flinders Island apparently, but sometimes marine traffic takes the time to update, so maybe they're already gone, and if we go there and there's no one, then we are definitely screwed.
5 minutes later.
We're doing 6 to 7 knots, so I don't know for how long, but I'll take it. No engine. Let's go as fast as we can, as far as we can, because we know the wind is gonna die, so that's beautiful. All right, let's make some progress. I'm happy.
So we've managed to sail for the first 16 nautical miles, which is unhoped for. Like honestly, such a blessing. Now we are turning at the Cape and it's getting a tiny bit more difficult. Like the wind is kind of following the coast, kind of shifting a little bit, and there's not much wind because we are so close to the coast. So yeah, I think while we are turning, at least we need to use the engine. But 16 nautical miles, man, that's really good. In other news, we also have a first squall of the day coming.
It's just here.
Yeah, it's like
Maybe with us in 15 minutes, maybe less.
yeah, it's really not far from us, maybe 10 minutes away, something like that. I don't know, like usually I'm like, oh damn it, another squall, I don't want that. And today I'm kind of like, well, if there's a squall, there's wind, then we can ride and maybe we can save some fuel. Maybe be careful what you wish for, but regardless, it's there, so we might as well use the wind, right? There it is. Well, that didn't last very long. I think a good 5 minutes and now it's already gone. Because it wasn't moving in the same direction as us, so we kind of got the end of it, just enough to get everything wet, but not enough to give us any good wind to sail. Until the next one, I guess. Okay, that squall is gone, and it looks like even though it's still gloomy, there's none behind us and there's not that much wind, so we're going to take a risk and put the Spinnaker up even though it's a squally day. It means that we're going to have to be very careful, but at least if we can get some speed.
Look what we've got now. There's 8 knots of wind and we are doing 4 knot speed. Let's go!
We are about 40 nautical miles away from Cooktown now. So far, we sailed for the first 16 nautical miles, motor for 27 after that, sailed again for 29, then managed to motor sail for 16. The remaining 40 should consume about 20 liters of fuel, and we have 27 left, so we should make it. But at least, being close to Cooktown, we know we can easily get rescued if we run out.
We are arriving at Cooktown. We can refuel, we can be sheltered, and I am seeing a lot of sailing boats. I haven't seen any sailing boats forever. I'm exhausted, like truly exhausted. We were super stressed. We are making it to Cooktown with about less than 10 liters of fuel. The plan for today is going in town, refueling, eating, because we need to eat, and then coming back to the boat, quick nap, and then we're gonna assess. Because I think we have a window tonight, so after the nap we might just leave straight away and sail, motor all night, a little bit into the wind. If we do that, tomorrow morning we are in Cairns. I'm exhausted, but we still have the final leg. Picturing myself in Cairns after all of that, I think it's just worth it.
Look at me, babe, I'm on land.
Look at this e-scooter, fuel, and look what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna step on land.
Feels so weird to be walking on land. I am very proud of us for doing all of that in such a short amount of time, but also so completely exhausted. We knew it was going to be difficult when we decided not to come back in November. It's proving to be right. And I would love to say that we've done the hardest bit, because initially I thought this would be the hardest bit. It sounds like going to Cairns is going to be extremely difficult because we might have the wind against us and all of that. So anyways.
You know what? I'm hungry. I really want to eat something, and we've gone to this beautiful place. Can't wait.
Let me see that first bite. How does it feel?
Feels amazing. I haven't had that for ever. Feels good.